Hello everyone, greetings from in Uni UK. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. My name is Degina Weatherill and I'm the Director of Recruitment within in Uni UK Division, a company of global university systems overseeing international students recruitment for a number of our UK partner universities. Today, I'm extremely excited to talk about our premium partner university, beautiful Canterbury Christ Church University. And you can see Canterbury Cathedral in my background as well. I'm really excited to talk about School of Engineering, Technology and Design at CCCU today. And I'm really excited to be joined by academics team from the school at the university. So we have Dr. James Cugley, Shomya Mana, and Ghazal Sheikhoul Islami. Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have Richard Venner from CCCU, who is International Business Development Manager. And we have Sukanya from an Uni marketing team in the background, helping us to run this webinar smoothly. Just a few housekeeping rules before we start. So you're all on mute. If you'd like to ask any questions whatsoever, feel free to pop them into the Q&A section. So that's Q&A section rather than chat section, and we will take them from there at the end of the webinar. So I really hope you can stay with us till the very end. But in case if not, this session is being recorded and we will share recording with you afterwards. Other than that, sit back and enjoy, and I really hope you find this webinar helpful and inspiring, especially if you're a student coming to join us at CCCU very, very soon. And just before I pass it over to academics, a kind reminder to our partners that applications are still open for September 2025 intake. You can submit them via GAS Gateway. Please aim to submit complete files to avoid any delays in processing your students' applications. All right, and it's over to your academics team now. I'll stop talking. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing us. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Shoma Mana. I'm currently the school lead for teaching and learning of School of Engineering, Technology and Design courses at Canterbury Christ Church University. And welcome to School of Engineering, Technology and Design in Uni presentation. So we are going to talk about today our undergraduate and postgraduate courses. And today also I've been accompanied by two of my colleagues, Dr. James Cugley and Ms. Ghazal Sheikhoul Islami, who is also going to deliver their talk, especially on the PG courses as well. So, where is Canterbury? I think most of us probably been studied Canterbury Tales by Chaucer in our childhood. So it's the same Canterbury. So Canterbury is situated at the southeast side of the UK. However, it is well connected with London. If I'm not wrong, there are mainly two services, the train services, which is the fast service and the slow service. The fast service that might take only 50 minutes by train from Canterbury to London, and the slow one is 1.5 hours. So that means you can literally daily commute from London as well. And I can tell you a couple of our current students, they actually commute from London because sometimes they have their family members in London, so they can save their rent and sometimes for the part-time job purposes as well. It is also well connected to the roadways, so you can go to a bus or by using a car services as well. So Canterbury Christ Church University, we have 3 campuses, Canterbury, Midway, and Tunbridge Wells. However, we deliver all our undergraduate and postgraduate engineering courses at Canterbury main campus. It is also well connected with the Dover, so it's like half an hour by bus, which you can, if you take a bus at night, you can go to France by the next morning. So you can see that this is like quite interesting spot for any of you if you would like to come to Canterbury for the study. As a city, it is quite a student-friendly city, and the ratio of students to the city resident is 11:44, highest in the UK. It is also been recognized as a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. And I can tell you the first cathedral, the church is in the UK. It is basically in Canterbury. Most visited city in the UK, and a fact like Mahatma Gandhi also visited the city in 1931. It is also surrounded by the sea, so that means there are lots of sea like beach towns like Herne Bay, Dover, Whitstable, Sandwich. So if you'd like to have relax after your classes, you can go. It's like half an hour by bus. And also we have like bike trails to Kent Downs, and also we have the normal pedestrian trucks. So there are people like, you can literally go and use your daily excursion, like, go and visit those sea towns. In terms of student life, I have told you, it's a student-friendly city. It's a diverse in the World Heritage Site. It's one of the safest city in the England. And also I can tell you from the accommodation side, the university can guarantee you the accommodation if you'd like to come and study at Canterbury Christ Church. In the meantime, if you are thinking like, okay, you'd like to go for a private accommodation, there are lots of private landlords over there. You can go and connect. But I would prefer you to go for the uni accommodation, because in the private one, you have to go for guarantees and lots of other deposits as well. So some key facts and figures about our university. We're going to talk about our current status and a couple of our achievements. So at the moment, we are over 30,000 students, which we deliver our teaching to direct and through our partnership courses. And we have over 1,500 staff, our academics, as well as the staff, support staff. Canterbury Christ Church University as a whole, we are making an impact of more than 535 million in the local Southeast economy. We are recognized as a top 25 nationally for increasing the social mobility, and our graduates is 76% above the national average for graduates in the highly skilled development. And I can proudly say that we have been ranked as a first in the UK for graduates in employment. That means once you graduate, are you able to get a graduate level roles in those companies? So as a graduate workers, not like a non-skilled worker. So we literally been ranked as first out of 100 higher education institutions with 3,000 and more graduates in the UK in the industry sectors. Also, we are in the top 30% for public and community engagement, and top 10% for research partnership. At the same time, we are also making impact in the global sustainability. And as an example, you can see we have been ranked also as a first class by the People and Planet in the University League in 2019. And also we are the awardee of Green Gown Awards. So how we are doing as an engineering in Canterbury Christ Church. So although the engineering school is a part of Canterbury Christ Church University, it is locally supported by our local government and the local industry. So as a part of it, we have received £15.1 million grant from the government to establish and to support our engineering school. And also you can see that's a big building, that's a £65 million building only dedicated to the STEM courses. So means the science, engineering, and medicine courses. And we have also created the facility that is reflecting to the needs of our sector. So whatever our current traditional and the cutting edge industry job needs, we are trying to develop as per that. We also provide an holistic and inclusive engineering solution to meet the social challenges and local companies' needs. And I can tell you why, because sometimes our local company, they need engineers, but most of the time the student got the job, they away and go to London. So there's quite a vacuum place where we need engineers for supporting their industrial sector. So world need engineers. So at the moment in the UK, we have more than 6.1 million people are working in the engineering and technology occupation. So if I'm not wrong, like the total population is 67 million. So eventually you can see 19% of the UK workforce, they're working in that. And 19% of the engineering workforce, they'll be retired by 2026. So that means it will create a shortfall of 1 million engineers by 2030 for the UK infrastructure project. So if you are thinking about pursuing undergraduate or postgraduate engineering courses, I think this is the right time for you. So this is our engineering. So we'd like to bring our couple of our live pictures. So it is not something from the internet. I can tell you, this is our real engineering students. So the first pictures, if you see those, those two students, they are working as a NHS clinical scientist. Then those two students, they are currently working, those are our actual graduates actually, osteotech and ICU medical. And this is our chemical engineering lecturer, Dr. Aza, currently teaching our control module. And also, we each and every year, we celebrate our final year projects with exhibition with our academics, with the university and the local industry. And you can see this is our celebration events going on. And I think most of the students, they have already been placed and they have been working in the industry as well. We also promote the inclusivity, the equality and diversity. So that means as an international student, if you're coming to the UK, you have all the opportunity to celebrate your cultures, your festivals, your religious customs, each and everything. And this is our couple of our pictures from this year Ramadan Iftar event. And this is actually been organized by the university. And you can see this was quite a big event. And the other one, International Food Festival. I love it because this is the opportunity for all the students from all over the countries. They're coming and it is free for all of us. So you can go and you can taste the food from all around the countries in a single platform. So you can taste all the cuisines. So I have a small video for everybody to play. Let me see. I don't have the Instagram, but I can play the video.
Spicy. A little kick to it. Plenty of flavour. Decent one, this one. Really good. Interesting. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what it is. No, that's really hot.
Okay, so yeah, but this is like a couple of snaps we have. So alongside our UK traditional teaching and learning, we also support the CDIO framework. CDIO is an engineering education pedagogy techniques, which has been developed by MIT US. I think you all are aware of MIT. So we are actually support that CDIO framework in our curriculum. So CDIO means conceive, design, implement, and operate. So this is what the way, whenever you are, as a student, you are developing the projects, you can actually conceive the idea, design the simulation, the hardware circuit, implement and operate to find its limitation, what are the advantages, and how can you make it better. And CCCU, as it is, we are currently as member of International CDI organization and the community. So this whole framework, the main way to support you to improve your innovative, your learning skill, your critical thinking, your practical hands-on work, to work on projects, to work on actual tools, equipment, and also in your gradual employability. That means by the end of the course, you should manage to get a job quite easily. So that is the main reason we are supporting the CDI framework. And as a part of it, you can see we try to provide our CDIO projects sourced by the industry. So that means whenever you are doing the CDIO projects as a part of your curriculum, as a part of your modules, part of your subject, you are actually working on a real world industrial project. So these are the projects. So these are the companies they have supported. There are a few of those. So far, we have done more than 25, 30 industrial projects. So starting from Xroy, Tensai, AMC, Pfizer's. So we have local companies like AMC's, Tensai, and we also like the global multinational companies like Pfizer, World Rugby. So they have also supported the projects. So this is a couple of our examples. You can see this is a commercial vehicle high security slam lock. So the student has developed this project. It has been supported by, sourced by AMC Limited, and this slam lock is going to fit into the Ford motor van. And as you can see, the best student group, they have got an award of £3,000 from the company for their output. So it was quite a big achievement, and also the monetary award as well. This one is actually another project supported by the Cactus Graphics, where the student developed an optimized factory interior for enhancing the workforce and the work environment. So one of the company, they are actually shifting from one place to another in a small workplace. So they would like to see how they can create the interior workplace to enhance their workforce as well and the efficiency model. And this is another project. Actually, I was the model leader for that. So the students, they have developed an ergonomic medical device to treat hemorrhoids like a piles. And it is supported by Xroid. That is the company, they are supporting that. And I can tell you, you can see this design and the solution, they have been actually developed by the first year engineering students. So the kind of support we provide, the student can able to manage that kind of industrial product by the first year at the end. And I can tell you, by the end of this project, 2 of the students, they got the contractual job offer from the company, and 2 of them, they are working on the internship projects for that company as well. So it's a win-win game for everybody. Now, talking our facilities in the Canterbury Christ Church University. So you can see our fantastic classrooms. So it is used for the traditional teaching and learning purposes, but at the same time, you can see it is not like a single table and chair. So that means you can also carry out the group work like discussion while in the lecture class as well. And this is also our active learning lab, where the group work and the discussion going on usually as a part of our modules and the classes. And we have the computing labs. We have, I think, more than 10 and 15 high-spec computing lab for supporting all those software works, like if you like to work on MATLAB, ANSYS, COMSOL, highly sophisticated software for that. We also have dedicated labs for supporting the course and the modules to equip with the traditional equipments, but at the same time, to make you adaptive with the current world, because I know currently there are lots of new equipments are bring. So that's the reason we are trying to provide that experience as well for the students. So you can see our material testing lab starting, you can see our metal laser cutter we have starting from Instron. So second pictures, this one, like you can do tensile compression testing. We have a wind tunnel. We have the mechanical workshops with the traditional lathe, milling, drilling. We have a 5-axis CNC machining as well. We have the robotics lab, we have a Mitsubishi robot, SWA robot. We have the welding station, and we have the thermodynamics lab, like the heat mass transfer, water treatment plant, and the cooling tower. Talking about our other facilities like additive manufacturing, we have traditional 3D printers where you can print like a normal PP, PLA, nylon. We also have a Mark IV printer where you can print carbon fiber metal composite. We have a resin printer, and the most interesting part is we have a 3D metal printer where you can actually print the metal like a titanium alloy, all those things using laser forming. We have other facilities like in the workshop, like laser engravers. We have the cutting gelatin. We have the drillers, and we have the welding facilities like MIG, TIG, gas welding as well. Talking about a control and instrumentation lab, we have the Festo automation tool for supporting the students with like the control modules, instrumentation module, automation modules. We have the PLC, you can do some PLC programming as well. We have a dedicated electronics lab where we normally support the electronics. We have the all sorts of power supplies, function generators, oscilloscopes, soldering facilities. We have the PCB engravers. And we do have a maker space that is a free workspace for the students to come, discuss, to carry out the project works. You can see this is our 2 of our students. They are working on a Formula 1 motor car. They are building a model for that. And which is an academic, she's Gizal. So she's going to present today's lecture as well alongside. And you can see without students, nothing is working. So everything you can see here, we have the student, they are working all those equipments and the tools as a part of it. And you are going to learn those tools working, having their experience on top of it as a part of your module. But at the same time, we also provide like an open workshop session for the students. So you'd like to become a pro in, let's say, CNC machining. You can book a session with the technician and you can carry out your learning and teaching session with them separately alongside. This is some student trips. So we also offer the student to go for a student to the industrial trips to the local industries. We have a collaboration with the Dover Chamber of Commerce with the local industry. Let me play the video, hopefully.
Chido, where are you going this early in the morning? Well, to develop my academics. Come with me on an industry trip to Dover and surrounding areas. We said a quick hello to our driver for the day and off we went. Our first stop was Trusty Tech, a family business that does all things mechanics. Next was Dover Marina Hotel, and their spa and gym are a few meters below sea level. Our third stop was Dover Counseling Center, a safe space for the community with their beautiful garden, and we got a goodie bag. At Seiko AEI Polymers, they showed us their equipment and some of the cables that they produce. Next was White Mills, a man-made water park, and that cable machine is used for wakeboarding. Then we toured Manston Airport, saw some helicopters, an old plane, and the plans for the new airport. Our last stop was Chapel House, a venue where we learned how they've managed to build their business in just a year. Then just like that, it was home time. Thanks for watching. Academic Development Week means road trip for the engineering students. Started the day bright and early, more like dark and cold, but it's fine. Our first stop at 11 a.m. was Silverstone Sports Engineering Hub, known for their sports performance wind tunnel that reaches maximum wind speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. Designed to make sports aerodynamics accessible to athletes, teams, and coaches. We also toured the cycling test lab, performance lab, and equipment room. It was amazing to see so many engineering concepts in action and the endless career possibilities. Our last stop was the Catesby Tunnel, the longest straight indoor vehicle testing facility in the world at 2.7 kilometers long. Some of its uses include vehicle aerodynamics, full vehicle performance, thermal analysis, coast downs, and so much more. We also got the full experience of...
Okay, I had to stop the video because we need to finish within the time. So yeah, you can see that kind of experience you will get from here. Now, success stories. So I can proudly say that all our chemical engineering courses have been accredited by the IChemE. So if you are looking forward to become an chartered engineer, so the stage is yours. So we also recently have a visit from the IMechE review panel, and we have got a recommendation for the accreditation for all our undergraduate courses. We are also working towards IET and CIPSE for accreditation for all our undergraduate, MSc, and apprenticeship courses. So these are our graduates. They are working in those companies at the moment. You can see NHS, National Rail, Amphenol. We can only put a couple of few. We have more otherwise. So you can see the Festo, Pfizer's. Those are like the BAE systems. Now, the most important part, what are the courses we offer? So we offer a range of diverse courses in the undergraduate, which is architectural engineering, building services, biomedical engineering, chemical, product design, mechanical, and general. So I'm just providing one structure for general engineering. So in the foundation and first year, you normally learn the basic fundamental knowledge about mathematics, computer-aided design, material science, electromechanical system, physics, chemistry, mathematics. So before becoming a biomedical mechanical, you need to become an engineering first. So that is the things you learn at the first 2 years. And then in the second year and the final year, you will have some common modules for all the common courses, but also we have the course-specific modules, which is actually going to provide for the students with the course-specific knowledge and the skills. And the benefits of 30 credits framework, what we are trying to do, we are trying to reduce the student workload. We try to wrap up the 2 days in a week, the whole teaching and learning, lower assessment workload, scaffold assessment. At the same time, so that you have more time for your families, for your friends. At the same time, you'd like to go for a part-time jobs because you understand coming from the international background, financial is important. So there are a lot of our students do part-time jobs when there is no classes and the practical session going on. So we try to provide all-round development for the students. And this is what you are talking about, the course-specific knowledge and skills. So for an example, in mechanical engineering, we'll try to provide control and instrumentation. That's like a traditional one, but also we try to provide the transportation, sustainable transportation and energy. So where you like to get is adaptive knowledge like EVs, hybrid cars, sustainable energy like all the hydrogen, renewable energy. Similarly, for biomedical, you will have the traditional anatomy, physiology, human healthcare technology, but also same time, we also provided the adaptive knowledge like digital smart healthcare as well. Product design, similarly, the human factors, rapid prototyping, but also at the same time, we try to provide the knowledge of the product life cycle, the recyclable materials, all those factors. For chemical engineering, again, you have the specific modules and the knowledge you will get as you are pursuing the chemical engineering courses like separation process, energy system engineering, like that. For building services engineering, also, there are first years and the foundation year, the basic fundamental knowledge about mathematics, but in the second year and the final year, you will have the common modules and the course specific knowledge like electrical lighting systems. For building services, where you have the architecture design studio for architectural engineering. So like this one, you can see the course specific knowledge for building services like human centric for healthy buildings, how to optimize the electrical lighting systems, how to reduce the energy performance for building, for architecture engineering, for design studio, ventilations, heatings, and the structural dynamics and design. So we try to make you that knowledge so that you can also go to your sectors whose the course is pursuing, but at the same time, you have the shared modules. So for an example, although you are learning a biomedical or the robotics course, you can go for some other mechanical or production companies job roles as well. So that kind of knowledge you'll have as a part of your learning. And this is the assessment layout. Don't get confused. So we are trying to give a variety of assessment to the students so that the students can have the innovative skills. They will have the future job roles. It will help them to get, for an example, you can see we are shifting from the closed book to an open book exam so that you can get the opportunity to actually use your knowledge to solve a problem. And you also have the coursework so that there will be no end semester exam. You can actually do the coursework and you can pass the module and progress to the course. We also do have project report and the presentation where it will help you to develop your knowledge when you are going for a job roles, if you are bringing to the audience or make a business report. So this is all about undergraduate courses. Now I'm going to give to my colleague, Gizal. So now she's going to deliver about the MSc courses that we are delivering. Gizal, please.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I am Dr. Ghazal Sheikhoul Islami, and I am the course director for MSc of the Advanced Manufacturing and Advanced Manufacturing with Robotics. So I'm going to introduce these two courses, and then I will hand over to Dr. James Cogley to walk you through the MSc of Internet of Things. Okay, so I'm talking about these two courses. So it has a special place on my heart because I brought my research and my colleagues' research into the MSc course so that this MSc course will be specialized in the very recent research and technologies so that they will have their own place in the market. As you can already notice, for the people that they're presenting, we are a very inclusive team. So we all used to be in your shoes, international students. So we know exactly what you're going through. With help of our local and home colleagues, we try to provide you the best learning environment possible. So All we do is make sure that you have everything you need, all the supports you need in order to complete your degree. And so going back to the course, so the way that I have designed these two courses is that in the trimester 1, you will have all the core knowledge, build-up knowledge that you needed, because from STEM and near STEM degrees, you can join us. You can come maybe with a gap or maybe different science and engineering fields. So we make sure that we build up all the core knowledge in the first semester. Then in the second trimester, we're gonna build your high-tech skills and project management and everything else that you need. And then these two trimesters together are gonna feed into the trimester 3, which you're gonna do your major research projects where your thesis will be written around it. So hopefully that all of these layout will help you to get all the skills, all the knowledge that you need so that you can deliver the very nice project, basically in trimester 3, get your MSc degree and be industry ready, be able to join interviews and find a career, whether in UK or around the world, whatever you are interested in, okay? So here is the layout of the modules that I talk. I'm not going to go through them, but as you can see, there are some common modules between the robotic and advanced manufacturing, and there are 2 modules difference in trimester 1 and 1 module difference in trimester 2. So if I want to give you an insight on what you're going to study is that you're going to learn about the basics of advanced manufacturing systems, benchmarking with the conventional methods and other manufacturing processes, and get that insight knowledge that where would be the best place to use these high-tech, for example, laser material processing, so on. You're going to learn about the additive manufacturing. You're going to learn how to use the metal 3D printer, and also with the plastic, ceramic, and composite as well. You will be able to use the high power laser and low power laser, applying on the metals and plastic and wood, and compare them with each other, understand where to use which one. And then if you are studying a robotic, you will get inside knowledge of the robot kinematics, dynamics, and smart mechatronics, so to build up your knowledge. And then also you will study the AI for data intelligence. Whereas in the advanced manufacturing, you learn the engineering simulation methods, design, 3D design as well, because these are essential for any engineer. And then also both programs, they're gonna study industry 4 and 5. That means that you will be updated with the industrial revolution, the most recent ones, and where the trend of the technology and industry is going, because that will help you to choose your career later on. And then also you will learn project management, because in the trimester 3, you're gonna do the some research projects. So you need to know how to manage a project, as well, applying all the core knowledge, etc. And as you can see, all the facilities are available. We want the students hand-in practice. We want you to learn how to work with different machines. So whatever your project is involved, so you will individually will get trained with the supervision of the technicians, and then you can work with those different machineries. And then I want to show you, finish up my my sections to show you some of the project examples, so that you have some idea of what sort of projects you're going to do. Obviously, for the final year projects, we accept your proposal as well. So if you have anything specific in your mind and it is within our capacity and it is within the level of the MSc, you're going to come and talk to me or my colleagues, and then we allocate that projects for your final project. So if you look at here, for example, this is like one of the projects that students design and now fabricating a smart robot waiter, integrating Internet of Things in it so that it can be used in the smart coffee shop. And then there has been some design and manufacturing of the robotic arm controlling, for example, the coffee, bring it to the robotic or smart waiter to take it over. And then you can see this is the design of the smart waste management of the whole campus, integrating AI model, artificial intelligence as a predictions. And then there are some projects using the metal laser marker in order to study the material removal rates. Applications was in the industry, so that was actually industrial source project. And then also another for the health sector source project was to soft tissue 3D printing and with application in implant as well. And then again, we had another projects for the robotics, specifically was the development of the remote telerobotic system to integrate the laser welding inside the robotic arm. It has many industrial applications and so on. Again, using the laser cutting for the 3D printed PLA support structures, and also we have it with the metallic as well. So I just wanted to show you that with the advanced manufacturing systems or advanced manufacturing with robotics, there are plenty of diverse projects that you can do within application, within industry, automotive industry, or even in the health sector. Depends on your interest and what you want to do after your degree, because you are doing a degree to basically smooth the path for your career. Okay, so that is from my side. I'm going to hand over to Dr. James Cogley. James?
Hello, and thank you very much. So, yes, I want to talk to you about Internet of Things, as I'm the course director for the Internet of Things engineering course here. So, why are we so interested with the new development of IoT? So it all really stemmed from the fact that I am a electronic engineer by my background, and I noticed a trend moving towards programming concepts and the likes, rather than, you know, hardware PCB design type electronics. And I think that's because we're moving towards a more information-based age than we ever have been in before. So there are some similarities between some of our other engineering courses, because again, we want you to be engineers first, but there's a specific keen interest with the development of the world of IoT to move towards this big data collection and to use a collaboration between our very interesting School of Computing, and to hand a few of the modules of this course over to them so that we can really dive deeper into what these subjects mean. So I'm going to give a few examples of how this can work within the like engineering and infrastructure, like mechanical or industrial examples. But I also want to talk to you a little. I also want you to think a little bit about just how this growth of IoT, if it's encompassing sensors, readings from the real world, and collecting data on all of our daily lives, essentially, then it can give so much data and information to people in every sector. I really think this is going to be an enormous growth industry for the particularly near future. So here is an example of some of the things you'll study. You'll look at the Internet of Things itself, so looking at networking systems and how there are now more devices than people connected to the internet. We will look at mechatronics to ensure that if you need to work with any of these systems, you can understand them. Looking at AI systems and what AI can do to process these large amounts of data, because we're basically going to be looking at amounts of data that are so large that people can't process them anymore. And then, like with the other courses, you'll be breaking those down into project management, choosing a course, and then choosing a course of action for a project that you want to develop, which can be supervised by one of our researchers within the university, and then putting together a final piece at the end. So as I've sort of touched on, the Internet of Things, it's really taking three topics of information. So, of course, the internet, the networking, the computing, the clustering, joining things together so that objects and their data can be shared between each other. And then you can see the actual data side in yellow. So I really want to sort of imagine a world where, you know, all of the power plants, all of the green energy solutions, all of the electric vehicles, all of these devices in sustainability, for example, can communicate together to form a more holistic overview of something like a smart city where everything is working in one. And then the things are the actual objects. These are the actual sensors, the wearables that we can receive information from or process information of. These are RFID tags, you know, the everyday objects, QR codes, and then the actuators, the way in which we can make changes to those environments with them. So I also want to talk to you a little bit about some of the research and the researchers that you'll have access to. So this is in particular my background in research. This is how I earned my PhD in some of the fields that I'm interested in studying with master students when they come to the university. So, but it also gives an idea of how the Internet of Things can develop even very new research, right? So this is, just to summarize this is a system that takes flame images and light spectrums, extracts some key features from the images and from what we call a spectrometer, which is just a device that can capture intensities of wavelength of light, and then pass them into a neural network for prediction of the NOx emissions, for example. So this is the work I've carried out very recently, and I've just been thinking a lot about how much more powerful this could have been if I had ways of, you know, sharing this information, harnessing more of this information and communicating it, you know, maybe with other energy providers or other, you know, all the energy providers communicating with each other, the households communicating what energy they need, and really trying to cut down on, you know, harmful emissions across the whole sector. Another project we're working on that contains elements of IoT is looking at retired electric vehicle batteries. So one of our students has just finished their PhD thesis in this area, and it is essentially looking at a problem that we are seeing in that electric vehicle batteries cease to be useful at about 20 to 30% of their capacity. So they still have 70 to 80% of their battery capacity left when they can no longer produce the torque to drive the electric vehicle motors. And we've essentially been looking at a way to repurpose this. And their PhD focused on the idea of, do we create a battery management system in order to safely take these used vehicle batteries, store them up, and then pass them on to something like a power plant where they can store generated energy for future use. Because one of the greatest problems we have in the energy sector is our ability to harness and store energy that we create, or needing to create it in instantaneous moments. We're also very interested in looking into agriculture as a research object. So looking at smart ways to incorporate sensors and actuators into farming. You know, access to food globally is an enormous problem. So if we are able to reduce waste, handle the data better, but particularly with the IoT aspect, it's not just using the sensors to gain the information and using actuators to make a change. It's what do we do with all this information? I recently had a conversation with an agricultural company that stated that one of their biggest problems is not only, you know, growth. It's not pest detection at the moment. It's the channels of which they need to know to buy and sell their produce effectively, and it means they end up having to store them, you know, for extended periods of time, and maybe lose out on avenues to send these foods to certain places. So something like yield prediction would be, you know, enormously important to them, and that comes through the data handling. So that comes through not just monitoring the crops, but using that data to create predictions over time. And then finally, I'm going to stop talking about IoT for now. But if anyone has any questions, please let me know at the end. But we do also have some new courses starting up, not for this coming year, but for the next year. So 2026 and 27 that I just wanted to touch on. We are going to be launching a course on robotics and automation, construction engineering and project management, and renewable and sustainable energy transition. So these are really covering some bases that we feel like we are already meeting across our master's courses. We are already very interested in these three areas, but we just feel like we could do something to really create singular courses on these devices to really focus on how important these elements are, although they are already embedded in our courses. But something like truly understanding robotics and automation and really being able to work one-to-one in these environments, obviously construction as well, is very important. It's one of the biggest impactors on the environment at the moment. And also, of course, a lot of development happening globally in the construction world. And then obviously renewable and sustainable energy is an incredibly important path that all of us need to think about more. And I think I will now be passing back to Dr. Chumomana.
Oh, thank you, James. I think we have already 2 minutes over, so I'm just not going to talk more. But as you can see through our courses, we are also trying to support the 17 the global sustainability goals. So through our projects, through the curriculum, we're trying to support all the students. We have a WISE hub, so women's in engineering, to support all the girls, students, women, they would like to come for the engineering courses. And also we support any kind of student who are coming from the disabled background. We have a learning support plan to support that. We also support the gender equality as well. Everything we all support. And so this is a couple of our local industry collaboration for collaborative projects, and a couple of quotes from the previous year graduates. So they are already been working in the industry and they would like to share their experience, how good we are in terms of teaching and what kind of learning they have received as a part of their course. Just a kind of kidding, okay? But yeah, this is Instagram. If you like to give any kind of review, so you can see that. And this is our contact details. If you'd like to contact for anything regarding the courses, feel free to contact us. We'll be happy to answer. So I'll stop it right now. Sorry, it will take 4 minutes time.
That's okay. That's a great time management, actually, considering how much information there was to cover. So that was wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much to the academic team. Really, really useful information. I've learned a lot myself, to be honest. And yes, you're right. I think social media is where you can learn more about the university as well. So feel free to follow Canterbury Christ Church University, and also in Uni Global. We also have dedicated CCCU International Instagram page. In fact, I was just posting something as you were speaking, taking some of the interesting screenshots from the presentation, but there were just so many to take, and tagging Canterbury and Uni as well. So yes, if you already submitted applications and you received the initial offer letter issued by in Uni admissions team, please ensure you've arranged your consultations with my team on the ground, so that everything is done from that side, and all the outstanding documents are submitted via GAS Gateway, or if you're a student, via the education advisor that you're working with, and we can then proceed with your unconditional offer letter. If you've already received your unconditional offer letter, please ensure you've arranged your precast interview, you've paid your deposit of £5,000 currently. And if you've done that, then you can already start applying for CAS as well. Given it's already 6 months prior to the start date, well, it's actually less, the university already started issuing CASs for September intake. So the sooner you receive your CAS letter, the sooner you can get your visa, and the less delays there will be, considering that closer to summertime, it will be really busy for everyone. So at present, you can avoid delays with unconditional offer letters, but also delays with your visa application. So please ensure you submitted everything and allowed plenty of time. And once you've secured your visa, of course, you can arrive in the UK 1 month prior to the start date. So maybe you can explore a little bit, especially in summer. Canterbury is a beautiful place to see and lots of things to do. So you have that opportunity as well before you start your studies. All right, let's jump into questions, see what we have here. Thank you for detailed information. Can you please share the fee details as well? Of course, the beauty, I think, of CCCU, undergraduate, postgraduate, even foundation, it's all the same tuition fees amount. It's only £15,500. In addition to that, all international students receive a 1,500 international grant. So it's only £14,000. Very, very competitive tuition fees for the UK. And also Canterbury itself is much more affordable than big cities like London, for example, in terms of accommodation. So if you do choose to live on campus, which we do strongly recommend, it's only around 600, can be even less, pounds per month. And that also covers all the bills. Or as Shoma mentioned earlier, you can maybe go for the private accommodation, whether it's in Canterbury or in London, in case if you have maybe relatives or friends, or you have part-time job. I think lectures only take around 3 days a week. So it is manageable, but do take into account you will need to pay for trains as well. So that obviously adds up a little bit to your expensive, and you need to allow extra time to make sure you don't get late for your lectures. Okay, for the bachelor's degrees in engineering, would students need to have specific academic background? Who would like to take this question?
Okay, I can answer that. So
yeah,
for undergraduate, yes, we always prefer to have 5 GCSE, including math, English, and science for foundation year, which I think usually if I'm not wrong, because I'm from the industrial background, like the high school education has been equivalent to a GCSE A to D in the UK, equivalent certificate. So they can come for our undergraduate courses in the foundation year. But there are also courses going on if the student also cover the A-level maths with the required UCAS point, which is currently 112 for the undergraduate, so they can directly come to the first year undergraduate, any of the courses. So
perfect. Thank you. What is CDIO? Please, could you elaborate on that?
Yep, I can answer that. CDIO means Conceive, Design, Implement, Operation. And this is a teaching framework that has been developed by MIT as a response to a request from industry. So because traditionally when students were graduating and joining industry, they weren't, the correct term is industry ready, and they have to go through more training with the industry. So industry gave the academics list of the skills and knowledge that they wanted the graduates to have. And then this teaching framework initially developed by MIT, and then now it has become bigger and bigger. And we are a CDIO member nationally and internationally. So we developed the pedagogy in it as well, interconferences, meetings, and so on to make it better and be updated. What it means from student point of view means that with the resources we had at Canterbury Christ Church at university, which is called Edge Hub, so we are in a direct contact with the industry, especially in the Southeast, but across the UK, and they give us the projects. So the projects are the real world issues that they are seeking engineering solution. So they give us those projects. We as academic bring it to the level of the students, decide which level can take it from MSc to year 1, even foundation. And then students gonna work through that one, and they design a solution. They build it, manufacturing it, and they're going to test it to see whether it's working or not. If not, they go back to the cycle, check their design again and building again until it is operational. So it is ready to go. And then they present it in front of the what we call client or industry. And basically what will happen while they're studying, they are expanding their network. Instead of waiting to graduate and then go to the job fair and to see what is out there. So they get this opportunity, first of all, to understand what is happening outside, what is the real issues that needs to be solved by engineers are, but also they can get a good connections because through the poster sessions and so on, they present it, they are in contact with them. And usually if they do a good job, and then if those companies have some opportunities that Shuma mentioned, like the graduate job, internship, placement, and so on, they will offer it to the people that they have worked already with them rather than take applicants, anonymous applicants that they don't know. So you get a chance to actually impress them and then also expand your skills, project management, leadership, all of that will be part of these CDIO projects. So it's very good. Engagement of students through these projects are very high because it's a real project, it's not hypothetical.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's really, really useful to know. Okay, the question on IELTS requirements. So I understand it's 6 overall with 5.5 in each section. Is it accurate, right? And is this across all programs, Richard?
Yes.
So
Yes.
UGPG, all, okay, good. Great. And in addition to that, please remember that the university does accept a number of English tests. So it's not just IELTS, in case if it's more convenient for you perhaps to take another test, whether it's Pearson or TOEFL, or maybe even Oxford International that can be done online. And normally results are provided quite quickly as well. So whichever test works for you. The only program where you must have CELT, which is UKVI IELTS or UKVI Pearson, is a standalone international foundation in case if your English level is a little bit lower. So you can look into that option, but other than that, it can be academic or another English test, like I mentioned. So it's 6 overall with 5.5 a minimum in each section. Which documents are required? So it's a standard package of documents that you need to submit via GAS gateway. So passport is a must. And then obviously academic documents. So please ensure you submitted your certificates, transcripts. If it's provisional, obviously you can submit those for now, and then submit the rest of the documents later, the reference letters, CVs. If you do have a study gap, whether it's undergraduate or postgraduate application, you need to ensure that your CV is up to date, and whether you've studied maybe additional qualification or you work somewhere, whether it's part-time, full-time, that needs to be covered within your CV and also explained within your personal statement. The university does exercise flexibility in terms of study gap, but it needs to be justified. So English requirement, I've already answered that question. Masters in advanced manufacturing, does that include robotics, industry 4.0, or digital manufacturing technologies? Who can answer that question? Ghazal, I can see you typing already. You're on mute, sorry.
Could you repeat the question again? I was typing the answer for the
now it's gone to answered section. Let me just have a look. Okay, so Masters in Advanced Manufacturing, does that course include robotics, industry 4.0, or digital manufacturing technologies?
Okay, so advanced manufacturing has another route, which is advanced manufacturing with robotics. Either of them, you will learn about Industry 4. If you do the advanced manufacturing with robotics, you will have more like the robotic kinematics and smart mechatronic around it. But also, if you're still doing the advanced manufacturing without any robotics, still you will work on the robotic arm and so on. So you will learn it in a practice rather and shorter session. So you will learn how to work it and how you will still get a chance to do it. If you do this advanced manufacturing with robotics, you will have a dedicated module of the robotic kinematics and another one smart mechatronics in it. I hope I answered you correctly. If you have more questions, so please hit us if I didn't answer what you asked.
Right, thank you. Any option for ADP students? I'm not sure what ADP stands for. Is it associate degree? 2 years bachelor's degree in Pakistan. Can those students be considered? I'm not sure whether it's for master's degree you're asking, or is it for bachelor's? If for bachelor, that can be accepted. We accept students even with HSC. If you meet obviously the requirements, but we would need to look also into the scores, into the program you're applying for, and kind of go from there. So perhaps it's worth submitting an application via GAS Gateway, and we can look into that case in more detail, or maybe reach out to our team on the ground. They're quite knowledgeable as well, so they can have a look into your students' applications as well. Does CCC have partnerships with manufacturing companies for internships and work placements?
Yes, so we do have a center as the Edge Hub, which is in directly contact with the companies and industries, the ones that source us the projects as well. And then if they have any opportunities, they will let us know. So obviously for placement is a student responsibility to secure a place, but whatever comes to us, we will share with all the students, and we try to support us as much as it is within our capacity.
Amazing.
Shuma, do you want to add anything to that? Or
Yes, so at the moment, like we also have the collaboration with the Dover Chamber of Commerce, who is the consortium of the local SMEs. So they also kind of provide us any kind of job roles, opportunities in internship and placement, like I have said. So in one of my project, by doing that project, 2 of the students, they got the contractual job offer from the company, and 2 of them, they went for the internship anyway. This is just one example, but there are other examples as well. We always convey whatever the opportunities come through our door with the students, and we also support them with whatever the recommendation, preparing them for the interviews and the writing the CVs and everything. We provide specific training for that as well.
Right. And just to confirm, so all the BEng options available, they do have the work placement, or is it?
At the moment, we always prefer to have that, but year placement, not at the moment we are supporting, because it is optional for the students if you like to go, because eventually they have to go for 4 years of visa for that,
Yes.
because that will be different. But yes, if the student would like to pursue that, that is, they can go for it. But what we support to students to get the placement, but if we can't, then the student needs to go back to the original course to go carry out their 3 years of full-time degree program.
Yeah, absolutely. So they still need to go through the interview process. That's understandable, but it's great that the option is there. So if they would like to go for that sandwich year, they can have an additional work placement year. And you're right. Yes, they will apply for 4 years visa from the start, which could be convenient. But then in case if they don't, or if they decide not to go through the work placement, the visa obviously will be shortened. But then the great thing in the UK, students can still benefit from post-study work visa, so graduate route visa for 2 years after they've successfully completed their bachelor's or master's degree, perhaps as well. If a student have done LLB, can they opt for barrister? I'm not sure. But can they apply? Maybe they've confused a little bit here. Can they apply for engineering program if they've done LLB? Perhaps it has to go through the bachelor's degree again, right?
Yeah. Just to add to that, just one thing. So for example, the placement, the students still can go for a placement during the summer break. So they have almost 6 months from the end of their first semester, in the undergraduate degree, from the end of their semester between the break, they're almost like 6 months. So they can go for any of the placement, and that would be any break. They can still that experience bring into their course while going through the full-time 3 years program for the undergraduate.
Excellent. And then for postgraduate, sorry.
So if they have the bachelor degree, okay, that is accepted in UK, they can enter, I put the requirement there as well, they can enter the postgrads. So they need to do STEM, so science and engineering, or near STEM. So for near STEM, we can interview and see where you are. So we had some cases from the IT and accounting that they had the relevant background and they successfully did the MSc. So even if you're near STEM, you can let us know. But if you're from physics background, mathematics background, or engineering backgrounds, doesn't matter what course of engineering, you're eligible. But my suggestion is that if there is any doubts, contact me or James for the postgrads. And then we can arrange a short chat and then specifically look at your case and then give you the advice that can help you to join.
Great, thank you. Okay, I can see you've kind of answered already on in terms of the study gap. So like I mentioned earlier, there is a flexibility on that. As a general rule, we're trying not to exceed 5 years for undergraduate and up to 10 years for postgraduate. But again, if you have an exceptional case, please do submit the documents via GAS Gateway, as I mentioned, and justify your study gap within the CV and also the personal statement. Okay, last question, because we already ran out of time. What's the teaching style? So lectures, hands-on projects, and case studies. Who would like to take that?
I was typing it, basically all of it. So you will have lectures to cover the core materials, and then you will practice that. Depends on the nature of the module, on the whether practical sessions or case study that you're going to investigate that, or practical sessions, lab sessions, projects, seminars, if the nature needs some tutorial sessions and so on. So basically it will be combination of that, all of that. But the good news is, as Shuma also mentioned, we are heavily towards for assessment to the courseworks. So even if you have an exam here and there for undergrad, now it goes to the open book. For postgrad, it is, for example, for advanced manufacturing, 2 exams, and they're not 100% of the module. So they're like 50% of the module. So you still have a chance to build up your marks as well with the coursework and then have an exam. So different skills and abilities will be tested and so on. If anyone wants to add to that.
And just to ask on that, how big are the class sizes? I'm sure it depends on the program as well, but like generically speaking.
For postgraduate, we try to have like a limited size because we want everyone to have a hand in practice. It's a bit of more special courses and high tech is involved in it. So the size class is usually around 10 to 15 students. If it's more than that, we're going to break it to 2 class. And for undergrad, Shuma?
Undergrad for shared modules in the lecture session, that will be like more than 50, but the course specific modules, usually we have 10 to 15 students. But for the lab work, we never go beyond 20 students for
that's
one
the maximum.
lab session.
Yeah.
So that is the maximum we go for. Otherwise, we break into 2 sessions, or if we go for more, then we have 2 or more lecturers to support in that session. So
that's very, very reasonable, especially like 10, 15 for course specific modules you've mentioned. I think that means that students do receive a lot of attention from the academics.
We know everybody's name.
We design it like that. We want it.
That's great to know. Yeah, I remember walking around Canterbury Christ Church University, and actually academics interact well with students. They know them by name. So it's great to see that students are not just a number like in some, other big universities in the bigger cities, but actually there is very, very personal approach. So students, it helps, I think, students to feel more like at home, but also to succeed in their studies as well. Excellent. Thank you so much. Really, really inspiring webinar. I'm sure we will receive lots of applications from our partners. We look forward to receiving loads and loads of students' applications for the School of Engineering. So please submit them as soon as possible. We're still working on finalizing the deadlines with the university. So once they're finalized, we will let you know. But like I mentioned, the sooner you submit the applications and outstanding documents and arranging consultations and the rest, the better. So you avoid any delays that will start happening a bit later on, closer to the start date and closer to the deadlines. Stay tuned for more webinars. We have them weekly for Canterbury Christ Church University. And if you are a student coming to study at CCCU, we can't wait to welcome you this September. All right, speak to you soon. Thank you all. Thank you, academics. Bye-bye.